Well, good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. Welcome to the St. Pete Equality Connection. Equality is fashionable. We're super excited to have you join us this evening. My name is Ashley Brundage. I'm your technology host for WebEx tonight. And just a couple of quick acclimating notes. If you look on the top of the WebEx screen, you'll see a little button that appears with three other buttons. If you could select the side-by-side view button for WebEx, it's going to give you the best experience with the biggest camera so you can see all of our fashionable presenters this evening. And also, you'll notice a chat bubble at the bottom of the screen. The little chat bubble gives you the ability to click in and write in chat into the chat box. From the chat box, you can find information, you can find links. This is where you'll also be able to find out how we're doing on our fundraising this evening for Equality Florida. And if you've made a donation tonight, please let everybody know that you donated via the chat. If you're interested in some of the products from the participants tonight, please also use the chat to let everyone know and engage in the chat because that'll be a great way to make this event even more engaging. And without further ado, I'd like to turn our event over to the hostess with the mostest this evening, the one, the only, the incomparable Miss Matthew McGee.
Oh, I love that, Ashley. You're so wonderful. So many descriptors for me, and I just love it. Welcome, everyone, to Equality is Fashionable, the St. Pete Virtual Florida Council Mixer and Equality Connection. I'm Matthew McGee, a.k.a. Miss McGee, and I am thrilled and nervous to be your virtual MC this evening. Oh, I'm as nervous as Tom Brady at next week's kickoff. Oh, I love those Bucks. You know, some people say I'm the Gronk of drag. Thanks very much. But this is about fashion. Oh, we love it. Fashion, fashion, fashion. Tonight we have an exciting event where we will be checking in with fashion designers and retailers live, including the father of New York Fashion Week, Stan Herman. Other special guests include St. Petersburg Deputy Mayor Dr. Kanika Tomlin, as well as the Equality Florida team and Senior Political Director Joe Saunders. We want to thank our sponsors for making this event happen: Nielsen, PSCU, and the Knights of the Crew of Cavaliers. Now, a little bit about me. If you've never seen me before, you can follow me on Instagram and visit my website, The Matthew McGee, or thematthewmcgee.com. And of course, my Venmo this evening is Mattie McGee, MattiemcGee, Tip a Queen. Also, I would like to give a shout out for my brand new hat, which was designed for me by a great local wig designer here in Tampa Bay, Premier Postiche. If you need any fabulous wig, you must check in with him. His wonderful company does the best hair in town. But up first, we have Sharp Suiting. Now, if you don't know anything about this, I myself went and looked up their Instagram page, and I can tell you it's spectacular. And their big motto is "We Fit You." And I'm so excited to have Marcia Alvarado, who is the marketing director for Sharp Suiting, and she's going to tell us a little bit more about this exciting gender-neutral, inclusive brand helping individuals showcase exactly who they want to be. Without further ado, I'm handing it over to Marcia.
Thank you, Ms. McGee. I am very happy to be here tonight. I have been a part of the Equality Florida volunteering family for a few years, and I've got to meet some amazing people from St. Pete and Tampa, and I'm just so happy to be able to present Sharp to the St. Pete fundraising gala. It's an exciting time for Sharp Suiting because the last few years we have created an opportunity for people to be fitted for luxury custom clothing, however you choose to identify. Created about 6 years ago by a trans man named Leon Wu. I got to meet him in New York Fashion Week as a model for Sharp Suiting, and just had a real great connection with this human. And so since then, the company's based out in LA, And now we're in Florida through myself, Chicago, Houston, Charlotte, and we're launching in Denver next month. So having boots on the ground and having people to be able to serve our community and make them feel truly honored and to wear the clothing that fits their true identity. So basically what we do is we sit down with clients, we take all your measurements, we create, we look up fabrics and buttons, and we talk about linings and trimmings, and we really customize your suit to either your special day, whether you're getting married or a red carpet event, or you just want to look fly going into work, which is usually my reason for dressing up. And you'll find that through my Instagram. I'm pretty public about it. So anyway, but today I really wanted to, I can talk about this experience, but what I think is much more valuable is to have an actual client. So I'm actually having Katie, who was a client and got married about a little over a year ago, and share a little bit about their experience. So Katie, are you on?
I am on. Thank you so much, Marcia. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Wonderful.
So one of the things I wanted to have Katie share with the group is just kind of share a little bit about the experience from the first time we met to kind of the fitting process, and then even, your special day, which was amazing, back over in St. Augustine, I believe, right?
Yeah, we got married in St. Augustine, October 5th, actually, so it's almost 1 year ago. Honestly, I met Marcia at a Fashion Week event a couple of years ago because my wife used to be a designer, so she's very plugged into the fashion community. And, from the beginning, me and Marcia clicked, and I knew, I've spent most of my life struggling with my relationship with my body. As somebody who's in recovery from anorexia and bulimia, it's really been hard for me in my life to feel good in the clothes that I wear. So when I got engaged, I called Marcia up and I told her that, I was terrified about how I was going to be perceived on my wedding day. And she reassured me right away that she would take care of me, and then jumped into action. Every step of the way, she ensured that my suiting experience was comfortable and that it fit my needs as somebody in eating disorder recovery. She came to my home for the design process. She asked me what I needed along the way. She was conscious of the stress that would come with measuring my body, and she asked for consent when she was doing that and tailored the entire experience to my needs. Then when the suit came in, she and Kyle Kilgore, who you'll all meet later, worked tirelessly to ensure that it fit my body absolutely perfectly. The result was phenomenal. I walked down the aisle on my wedding day with confidence. I look back on pictures from that day and I don't see my body. I see the joy in my eyes, the confidence that I felt, and the activism that's really there behind the Sharp Suiting brand is that it is truly for anybody and everybody. So as somebody who's struggled with the topic of my own body, I feel so blessed to have had this experience. And I just want to say thank you to Marcia and to everyone at Sharp. The brand is not just creating looks, it's honestly, truly changing lives.
That was amazing. Amazing. Katie has been a pleasure to work with, and every single client that goes through the Sharp experience really does become part of the Sharp family. And I think I even have some other clients that are watching in, and it's really cool to know that we're kind of all connected and showcasing some amazing styles. So I just want to let everybody know that we are offering, throughout this pandemic, we've been offering 20% off prepaid promotions. So you can get 20% off any custom clothing for meeting at a future date, whether you feel comfortable doing virtual consultations, which we started a few months ago, or if you are comfortable meeting face-to-face, we have guidelines in place based on the CDC to ensure that we still design something amazing for your wedding day. So with that, thank you so much for having me. I'm going to push it back to Ms. McGee and enjoy the rest of the show.
Wasn't that wonderful, everybody? What a story. I was very touched by that because I think what they do is not only really exciting in terms of what they do for fashion, but what they do for people. And that's what it's all about. I also really hesitate to call most of the designers featured tonight local designers, because sometimes the idea of local can have all these loaded terms. These are amazing designers that are sort of well known all across the country, and they just happen to live in Tampa Bay. And I think we're all lucky and better for it. It really shows us how sharp suiting makes equality fashionable. Don't forget that tonight's event is to support the work of Equality Florida. If you can pledge or donate, do it today at www.eqfl.org/St. Pete Gala. And also, we'll have the link for that. You'll see it up here, of course, on the screen, but also it'll be in the chat box. And coming up in about 15 minutes, we'll have Senior Political Director for Equality Florida, Joe Saunders, with us, talking about the largest voter mobilization effort in Equality Florida's history. What? There's an election coming up? Who knew? But first, a poll. I know everyone's sort of not excited that much about polls these days, but this is a poll that you get to participate in, so I know you'll be super excited. The first poll, the poll number 1, and the first question is, who is your favorite fashion icon? Now we have 6 choices, six of the greatest in the industry. So let's see who your favorite fashion icon is. Is it 1, Billy Porter? When I think of home, I think of a place. Is it 2, Cher? If I could turn back time. Is it 3, Lady Gaga? I don't really do a Lady Gaga impersonation. Is it 4, Madonna? What's a good Madonna song? Like a Prayer? Oh, I'm old. Number 5 is Matthew McGee. I feel like I'm a fashion icon. Look at this. Oh, so sparkly and fabulous. I get everything at Forever 51. And then we have number 6, Tim Gunn. So those are your 6 choices for your poll. Billy Porter, Cher, Lady Gaga, Madonna, Matthew McGee, or Tim Gunn. Make your choices now. Boom, doom, 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 doom. Doom, 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 doom. I'll vote for myself. Doom, boop, 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 boop. Let's see, Ashley, what do we have after we've done the whole song there? Everyone, make sure.
Here you go. It's coming in.
Is it coming? You've got the results for us right now.
There were a few people who were a little slow coming on the polling. We got to get them to the poll.
We've got more poll questions. Let's see who the big winner is. I was so close. Look, it's really quite spread out. I was so close. I'm actually number 2 in the polling, and number 1 is Cher, and then right after Cher is Billy Porter. And what a great group of people to be with. And I'm going to share this poll with everyone. Share and share alike. If you believe. Okay. Let's see. Up next, we have a true fashion icon, and it's his birthday today. He says a very special one, but I think every birthday for this great man is special. Stan Herman is a legendary designer based in New York City. He is the former president of the Council of Fashion Designers of America that helped make New York Fashion Week in Bryant Park what it is today. As an activist, he played a major role in fashion's most successful fundraiser for AIDS, 7th on Sale. It is my pleasure to introduce you to Stan Herman, who will be having a conversation with Patty Soltis of Kinetic Edge Consultants.
Good afternoon, Mr. Herman. Happy birthday to you.
Hello.
There he is.
Hello.
There he is.
Oh,
Happy birthday.
It's been a wonderful birthday. The phone hasn't stopped ringing. I feel very, very privileged.
Well, I think that we've covered some of the legendary things it is that you've done, but one other thing that I think we need to cover that's very legendary that you've done is you've brought fashion to people of all economic capabilities, because for a really long time, fashion was only available to those who could afford luxury. And one of the other things that you're very famous for is for bringing it to the everyday person. So thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
That's fantastic. So you and I talked a little bit on Sunday, and one of the things we were talking about that I think would be so interesting for everyone to hear more about is how fashion has changed. And we talked about the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, and just moving through everything. And I would love for you to just share a little bit of your knowledge and your wisdom with that.
Well, you know, people think of fashion as a very liberal community. It's complex as any other community you'll live with. I started so long ago. I started literally in the 50s. That's a long, long time ago. There wasn't such a thing as an equality then. Everything was well, I can get the most for a buck. I've lived to the time when you couldn't have a black model. You couldn't God knows if you fitted on her, they wouldn't buy her clothes. I've lived through the time when women were not particularly thought of as designers that were notable. We are now, of course, we're like Hollywood. We're a sexy business. We do things that everybody wants to know about. They want to know what we wear, what we eat, what we don't eat. What does Tom Ford sound like? What does Diane Furstenberg have for breakfast? It's a different community, and because of that, it has to look at itself these days in a way that it never did before.
Yeah, I totally understand and see what you're saying. I want to backtrack for just a quick second here and go to 7th on Sale and what inspired you to start that, because that is such a big thing in the fashion world and certainly a great way to support the community.
Well, I was very much involved with it. I was already president of the Council of Fashion Designers at that point. I had taken it over from Caroline Rome. And believe it or not, the fashion community was the last large group to back the AIDS fundraising. The interior design community was first. There were others. But suddenly, Calvin and Donna and all the so-called name designers became interested. And we decided to have a sale. We had no idea of what was going to happen. We went into a big space in New York. Everybody brought their clothes. We raised $5 million in 2 days. That was the moment that the council changed, that the world began to look at designers in a different way, and that $5 million was dispersed to every major organization that was involved with AIDS in New York, and we went beyond that. We made it a national movement.
I think that's just so fascinating because I remember being in New York City years ago and women would put on like their cat suits and go running off to that sale. They just loved it so much.
I have a cute story. I remember the security guys ran up to me. They said, "My God, there's a guy stealing Oscar de la Renta clothes. You better get over here. You better get over here." And I ran over and it was my brother. he was trying on the jackets because there's no fitting room.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So what would you say if you were to look inside your crystal ball and you were to say, this is where fashion should go and this is how fashion could best support the LGBTQ community? Like what would be your wishes? And since it's your birthday, we definitely want to hear your birthday wishes.
Well, we're going through a big change right now with the Black Lives Movement moment. And it's amazing how quickly we've rediscovered the fact that there are many, many Black designers who have not been deified the way they should be. I think when we talked the other day, didn't I talk about the fact that it took a long time for us to recognize female designers?
Yes,
certainly female lesbians. They weren't there. Women to Our Daily had interviewed me about a year ago, and they wanted to interview out designers, and they had a hard time finding a female. We finally did, and she was extremely articulate. I would hope that the barriers are broken down. I don't think that's ever really going to happen completely, but my wish would be that talent won rather than who you know and how you go about it.
Yeah, I think that's a common wish that we have when we're looking at what needs to happen in the world, because it does all come down to talent. And I'm very excited and very hopeful that things are going to finally start to change for everybody at this time. Is there anything you're working on?
I just want to say, we're going through, this is Fashion Week, as you know, and
yes.
all the shows are virtual. People should watch them. They can pull them up online. I know the CFDA has a great, what do you call it, where you can follow every show in town. I think it's good for people to do. Designers are worried. They don't know. I'm on QVC. all the time. My business is going through the roof because everybody's sitting at home. They're buying all my pants with elasticized waist. It's great.
That's fantastic. So the CFDA does have a link. They've publicized all of the shows on their website, and I believe the link is called Runway 360.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. I spoke to them today, and our new president is Tom Ford. He's doing a very, very good job. I'm very excited. I'm actually working directly with him. He's doing a great job. I look forward to Ms. von Furstenberg was our president for 13 years. I was our president for 16 years. They've all promised they will not beat me.
That's fantastic. Is there anything you're working on for the future that you want to share with us?
Well, I'm doing a very exciting project right now. I'm actually doing all the clothes. I do a lot of uniforms. I'm doing all the clothes for the Central Park, for the Conservancy. It's a wonderful. They're going to look terrific. The guys and the gals who work in the park will never look better. That's the most exciting thing. I just did the hotel in the TWA hotel out at Kennedy Airport, and I did TWA's uniform 45 years ago. So that plus the fact that I do JetBlue now, I have TWA from 45 years ago, and all the guys from FedEx who bring their packages there. So everything. I'm, for a guy my age, should I out myself? Should I tell you how old I am?
That's up to you.
You know how old I am. I'm so proud of my age. This is good for all you alta-cockers out there. I am 92 years old.
That's outstanding.
Isn't it? Don't I look good? Don't I look good? Look at that. Look at that.
You look amazing.
Yeah.
You absolutely do look amazing. My final question for you is, do you have any fashion advice for all of our viewers that are out here? Any trends that maybe they should latch on to? Any certain styles? Anything that you would recommend?
Well, the only thing I would ask them to do, don't get too complacent. Don't just wear the old sweatsuit, which we've been doing. Think of going into the closet and dressing up a little bit. That doesn't mean getting glitzy, but look at fashion as a movement forward rather than, oh my God, I can stay home and not look sharp anymore. Old people continue to buy clothes. The worst thing is to see an old person in clothes that they bought 20 years ago. I hate that.
I'm not going to tell you how old some of my Chanel is and Herman.
Yeah. Well, if it's Chanel, you can have it, baby. If it's Chanel,
okay.
You can have it. If it's Prada, you can have it. If it's Giorgio, you can have it. But, if you buy Uniqlo and keep it 40 years, that's not good.
That is very true. And, just to add on to what you're saying right there, it does make a difference. When you get dressed to go to work every day, people are more attentive, they get more accomplished, they are more productive, their thought process is more clear. So everything you're saying has got validity to it. And it's actually been studied in places like Harvard and Princeton and Yale. So there is a great deal of science behind that.
True. Very true.
And we know how much science matters.
Yeah, I was fascinated by the first fascinated by the first segment. Clothing is changing. It's changing right before our eyes. It's quite interesting to see the difference between the male and the female body. I think that's part of the future.
Well, and I agree with you, because the first segment where they talked about how the clothing and the attire made her feel, especially at her wedding, that's what clothing does for people. It's an emotional connection.
Very much so. Very much so. People ask me what I like to wear. I like to wear cashmere because it feels good. I like to wear simple lines. I'm small. I'm tiny. I'm never going to look like a basketball player. I think the best thing a person could have is a three-way mirror in their life. Front, back, and side. Look at yourself before you go out if you're interested.
I love that. I think that's absolutely fascinating. Thank you so much, Mr. Herman, and thank you so much for spending time with us today, and thank you for spending your birthday with us. And please, the happiest of birthday wishes to you, and we will see you when you're 93 and 94 and 95.
Okay, I hope so. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you.
Wasn't that wonderful, everyone? Oh, Stan Herman, 92 years young. And I'm wearing a pair of those stretchy Stan Herman pants right now. So thank you, Stan, for everything, and happy birthday. Also, just a heads up, or just sort of a shout out to Patty Soltis for a terrific interview. I felt like I was watching a Barbara Walters interview.
I can't help it.
All of a sudden at the end, she was going to say, and this is 2020. Now so I think Stan's probably going to go and have a birthday celebration. I can still hear him on here, which is wonderful. And we're coming up. We will be checking in with 6 Tampa Bay area designers and fashion retailers, plus special guests, St. Petersburg Deputy Mayor and City Administrator, Dr. Kanika Tomlin. Now, a reminder, there is a chat. If you look down at the bottom of the screen, there's a little bubble that looks like a message, or like you're saying something out to the side, the little chat bubble. I've already been writing things in there. I put my Venmo handle, and so many of you have been so kind to tip me. Thanks for tipping a queen. I appreciate it so much. But check out that chat. We've got a lot of fun links, a lot of ways that you can donate more to Equality Florida, because as we're ramping up to this election, Equality Florida is going to do a lot of great things. So I want to also introduce our next guest. Jackie Z Style & Company is a luxury boutique specializing in men's and women's fashion located in Sundial in downtown St. Petersburg. Joining us to talk about the latest trends is owner Jackie Zumba. I love Jackie Z, and I really love Jackie, and I'm so excited that she's here with us tonight, as is her husband and some other models. Her husband is also a model. I mean, can you believe it? It's just amazing. So, Jackie, take it away.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. Jackie from Jackie Z here. That was a really great introduction, by the way. Thank you for all those kind words. So Jackie Z, if you don't know, is a family-owned clothing boutique located downtown St. Petersburg at the Sundial. We recently actually just moved into a bigger, better space, which is behind me here. And we have been very excited to kind of change over to this new world we're living in. It's kind of, we've had to like reinvent the wheel. So it's kind of exciting to actually do a little virtual fashion show tonight for you. It's actually the first one we're doing, so it's a great test run to see, you know, what we're going to be coming forward with, trying to do more of them. A little about Jackie Z. We are a one-stop shop for everything fabulous. We're inclusive to all, and we have all shapes and sizes here. In store, we actually carry up to size 18, but we can dress anybody or things for you. If you have a special event, come in and we're happy to make you look fabulous. You can shop virtual. You can shop on our website, jackiezstyle.com, which I'm going to include in the chat. So without further ado, our first little virtual fashion show of the evening. Our models are going to be coming out, and I'm going to be kind of talking about what they're wearing in the background since we can't have music. And I hope you guys like it. Our first model is Regina. She's coming up here. Regina is actually a therapist / Jackie Z model. She is modeling a little Gucci bag, a single silk top, some white denim jeans, and Valentino shoes. This is what we call Florida fall. As you guys know, it is 100 degrees here right now, and it's hot. So we are still wearing white in Florida, which is crazy. We kind of wear it here all year round. So I kind of wanted to put an outfit in here to show you Florida fall, anything goes. So she also has a little bit darker colored top to make it a little bit more fall, and that's Regina looking fabulous. Thanks, Regina. Next up might be my favorite model. Maybe I'm a little biased. It is my husband, Brian. So Brian is actually wearing his own designs that he did for our store, a Jackie Z exclusive shirt. And for fall, we did it on a white background, but did some darker colors. He's wearing it with some Gucci sunglasses and some Montfrere chino pants and Gucci loafers. And he's also got a Louis Vuitton duffel, like he's going on vacation over there. Next, we have Lauren. Lauren is actually a Jackie Z employee. She might be my favorite. Don't tell anybody. And she is modeling a Gucci wallet on a chain, an Alice and Olivia printed maxi dress. And again, so we did the darker colors, but look, it's like sleeveless. This is buy now, wear now for Florida. Super easy. It really kind of goes, you know, when she's walking. And it's actually in silk too. So all of these looks and more are available on our website, jackiezstyle.com, which I just put a little link into the chat. The models are going to come around now for one little last look. Here you go. So again, Florida is a little bit different than the rest of the world. Why is this? Because we're so hot. So how do you do fall in Florida? What you want to do is you want to be comfortable, but you still want to kind of have a fall vibe. So what I suggest is darker colors, like how I have darker colors and I put a little darker belt with it. So just make it your own, and we're happy to do that at Jackie Z. So if you ever need some help styling your Florida fall or wherever you may be, you can come in and see us, and we do in-house tailoring as well and complimentary shipping on everything that you buy. Also, we're doing a little special thing tonight. Anything you buy on our website, if you use the discount Equality for the show tonight, Equality for Florida, you will get 20% off, and that is good for the whole month. So anytime you want to go hop on jackiezstyle.com, you can enjoy a little 20% discount. Just use Equality. I really wanted to thank Equality Florida for including us tonight. I'm so happy to be able to support this event. It's really, really fun. And it's been, it's been really refreshing, actually. It's like so nice to be able to get back there. Even though we're not socializing in person, I feel like I'm with you, Matt, And I just really appreciate you guys thinking of us and really helping the small businesses during this time. I mean, as you guys know, all small businesses are hurting. We all need to stick with our community and really help each other, just like you guys are doing, including all of these amazing small businesses. So to everybody participating tonight, I hope you have a great night. Thank you for including me, and thanks for putting on a great event. And don't forget to donate, guys.
Jackie, you're wonderful. Jackie, do you have masks? Do you have masks at Jackie's at the store?
We do sell masks, Brian. We have tons of masks. We have every different kind of design you could want, because now you need a mask to go with every outfit. Brian, grab a little designer Louis Vuitton if you could see. But we have printed, different fabrics. We literally have one to go with every single outfit. Here's another one. This one's actually reversible.
Well, I'm coming on down, Jackie, because I need masks. I feel like my act is better when I wear a mask.
There you go.
Anyway, thank you.
This one will match your outfit tonight.
I know. Look at this. Oh, look at this. Oh, with my Stan Herman stretchy pants down below. It's wonderful. Jackie, you're terrific. We love Jackie Z. Go check it out. The Sundial's wonderful, and it's a great shop, and we want to keep it going, and I know it will. It's a great place. Thanks so much, Jackie.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Now, a lot of people have asked me, Matthew or Miss McGee, why are you donating your time and talents to Equality Florida? And I have to honestly tell you, it's because Florida is my home. I've seen a lot of people with the pandemic say, you know what, I think I'm going to move away or go up north, and they haven't had their first winter yet. Good luck, everybody. I love this community, and I want this region and state to be inclusive for all Floridians. So that's why I do everything that I can to support the work of Equality Florida. So anytime they need me, I'll be there. Now we have another poll. Oh my gosh, more polls tonight. Now this is the moment where you get to participate from home. It's going to be fun. So this next poll is a little bit about yourself. You're gonna tell us a little bit about your past, maybe. Oh, who knows what this could be about. Poll number 2. How many years have you donated your time or money to Equality Florida? Are you 1, a new supporter, 2, 1 to 2 years, 3 to 5 years, 4, 6 to 10 years, or 5, over 10 years. It's so funny. I've been in this area for almost 20 years, so I know what my answer is going to be. So let's have some fun with this poll. Do 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 do. Oh wait, the poll's a little farther down. Let me find it. Polling. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Let's see. Is everyone putting in their answers? Are you a new supporter? 1 to 2 years, 3 to 5 years, 6 to 10, over 10? Ashley, do we have the poll result?
We have it, and if you click the little button that says submit after you select your answer, it will help that process go a little smoother.
I think so. Yes, you must hit submit. I agree. I'm actually looking for my polling right now. I can't find it on mine, but that could just be nothing. Oh, I see it right here. Let's see. Oh, we've got some answers already. Oh, listen to this. Okay, so this is kind of fun. The largest, so the 2 largest groups, at 30%, it's a new supporter, and at 25%, it's over 10 years, which is really exciting. So we've got new people, and we've got people who've been here a while, and that's just really super exciting to know. And that's what we want to know. We want to continue to see new people supporting Equality Florida. And it's super, super important because the work they do is really special. To share with us a little bit about this work that Equality Florida is doing for our community, I would like to introduce you to Senior Political Deputy Director Joe Saunders. In 2012, Joe was elected to the Florida House of Representatives, becoming the first LGBTQ state lawmaker to take the oath of office. Come on, let's give him a nice round of that one. That's amazing. He currently leads the policy and political programs for Equality Florida. And without further ado, Joe, the floor is yours. I'm so excited to hear everything we can about Equality Florida and what's up right now.
Okay. All right. Can you hear me okay, Ms. McGee? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me good. All right. Well, thank you so much. And a very special thank you to Ashley and to Jenny and to the Equality Florida St. Petersburg Steering Committee. I'm in love with this. It is it's so different than what people and steering committees across the state are doing, and I think it's such a testament to this team's commitment to keeping people safe and keeping them entertained, and maybe most importantly, to calling people in. And I think that calling people into the work right now is so critical, and that's what I'm going to talk a little bit about today. It's funny that the poll question, I'm one of those queens that's 10 years in with Equality Florida, and it's funny that the poll question comes right before my talk, because actually, as I was preparing for tonight, my brain was pulled backwards in time, and I was thinking about how often, I've worked in elections and campaigns in Florida for almost 20 years, and I feel like every election cycle, somebody somewhere, maybe in a Zoom or space, something like this, says to folks, "This is the most important election of our lifetime." And I was thinking about the first time that I was called into an election and why. And it was, I was 20 years old. It was 2004, and I was on my campus at the University of Central Florida in Orlando. I had just come out to my parents. I had just started to have my consciousness raised as a queer person living in a world not built for us. And George Bush was running for re-election. He was traveling around the country campaigning on every microphone that would turn on for him that our families were, that there was something so wrong with who we were and who our families were, that a federal constitutional amendment needed to be passed to protect the United States from us. And that was, I was young, I was scared, I was just learning what it meant to be out and to be authentic. But something about that called me past the fear and into the work. And it was the first time that I picked up a clipboard. It was the first time that I walked up to somebody and said, "Are you registered to vote in this election cycle?" It was the first time that I called into courage and stretched myself into uncomfortable spaces, calling strangers and asking them if they had cast their ballot and had returned their vote by mail ballot. And I think there are a lot of parallels between 2004 and 2020. And in fact, I do think this is an even more important election cycle. And I think that's true for many reasons, but in part because our movement, not just here in Florida, but around the country, stands in the middle of an inflection point. We stand in a moment when incredible victories won during the years of the Obama administration, marriage equality, protections for our families and our children, protections for transgender students in schools across the country, protections for homeless transgender people who seek care in shelters. These hard-fought rights and protections and privileges that we won over the last 8 years have slowly and methodically been attacked by this administration, are actively being eroded. And so that's enough of a reason for all of us to be called in and for Equality Florida to launch an unprecedented program, which I'll talk about today. But we also stand in an inflection point because of the opportunity that the next 4 years opens up for us. You know, some of you might be movement nerds enough to have paid close attention to a Supreme Court ruling that happened earlier this year, the Bostock Ruling, a ruling that is so fundamental in the way that it reshapes how law and society for LGBTQ Americans will be moving forward. And what Bostock said, not to get too in the weeds with everybody, but what the Bostock ruling affirmed with a vote from the Supreme Court is that the Federal Civil Rights Act of 1964, a hallmark piece of legislation birthed from the movements of Black Americans who were done with segregation, who were done with the inequalities and indignities of Jim Crow. That hallmark piece of legislation, the Supreme Court ruled, includes us, that it includes us in the areas of employment. And so when we think about what's possible, when we think about the contrast between what we have now and what could be, and the erosion and attacks and sleight of hand that comes at the highest levels of our government today, and we acknowledge that that one candidate running for president has called for the Equality Act to be brought to his desk in the first 100 days. That the Equality Act, which not just includes our community explicitly in the Federal Civil Rights Act of 1964, but expands it to fully protect every single American, to expand the existing protections in public spaces, not just restricted to lunch counters anymore, but restricted to every facet of public life, including things like healthcare. That the Equality Act, our movement's legacy, if we can get it passed in a new administration and in a new Congress, could move the dial for all Americans in a moment when we see just how many inequities our sisters and brothers in Black experience face today. That legacy is one that our community can help to deliver for all Americans. That's what's on the line in this election. So here's what we all have to know. This was true in 2004 when I picked up that clipboard, and it's true for all of us today. If you live in Florida, and if you especially live in the I-4 corridor, you live in the most important political real estate in the United States today. Despite the fact that 50 states will vote in November, there are really 6 states that will determine the future course of the free world. And there is not a single president running for office who has lost Florida, who has won Florida and not won the presidency. So let's start with those states. We live in a state where statewide elections are won or lost by 30,000 votes. In 2018, the race for the U.S. Senate was won by 10,000 votes. The race for governor was won by 30,000. Every single vote in this state of 23 million people matters. And you also live in a state where 566,000 pro-equality voters who Equality Florida is targeting with our election program today will not cast a ballot unless we can push them to do it. If they don't hear from us, if they don't get texts from us, if they don't get phone calls from us, if they don't see our digital ads drawing the bright line distinction between candidates up and down the ballot, they will not cast their vote. So in a state where elections are razor thin, Equality Florida stands at the vanguard, ready to deliver the margins needed, not just at the highest levels of office, but up and down the ballot. And so as we headed into this election cycle, we said to ourselves, 2020 is the year where we've got to stretch farther than we ever have. We have to push our donors and our volunteers to step in, to be called in a way that they never have before. And I don't have all the time in the world today, but if I leave you with one message, it is that we put out that call and people have responded, many of the people that are on this chat with us today, that for the first time in our history, we've raised over $1 million for our presidential program to mobilize pro-equality voters. For the first time in Equality Florida's decades-long history, we've expanded our field staff to over 15 staff, stretched all across the state to help you and I mobilize the block of voters that can make a difference in this election. As a training ground and as a breakthrough moment in the primary election, we focused on critical races that won critical representation for our community in Tallahassee. Some of whom are right in your backyard. Because of people on this chat and around the state, Michelle Rayner in August of this year was elected the first Black queer woman ever elected to any office in the state of Florida. She will now be a member of the Florida House of Representatives. Because of the support of people here and because of the hard work of our amazing field staff who you'll hear more from today, Chevron Jones will be the first LGBTQ member of the Florida State Senate. And because of these programs, because of the innovations and the testing and the voter treatments and all the nerdy stuff that some of you may not be experts in, but some of us love, we ousted some of the most homophobic members of the Florida legislature. Kimberly Daniels, who has literally written books about LGBTQ people and demons and biblical experience, is no longer a member of the Florida legislature. The accountability that is necessary to make sure that members in office don't use us as a means to build political capital amongst far-right voters. Those members were held accountable in the primary election this year because of programs that you helped to support. So later in our program, you're going to hear from Ben, one of our field staff, who is doing the hard work of calling people in. He's going to ask you to think a little bit more about what it would mean for you to stretch your treasure, to stretch your giving in this critical election year, to make sure that every single voter on our list of 566,000 pro-equality voters is reached. He's going to ask you to think about your time. And in this COVID-19 world, what it would mean for you to give us 4 hours of your time from the safety of your home to text voters and to call them in to voting in this election, to returning their absentee ballot, to finding a safe and secure way to make sure that they vote and that their voice is heard in this election. Just like every member of our team, our ask to you tonight is to give your time, your talent, and your treasure. And maybe most importantly, I'll close with this. Back in 2004, we would not have dreamed of what a program like this could look like. That the ability for us to make this kind of an investment in not just the future of LGBTQ people here in Florida, but to be the entity, to be the movement of people that changes the course for everybody, that's possible because 25% of the people on this chat, on this Zoom line, have been supporting us for so long. That growth is possible because people show up to spaces like this over and over again, and you open up your hearts and you open up your treasure trove. So thank you so much for contributing to Equality Florida. Thank you so much for being on the team. Thank you for joining this conversation today. We have about 4 weeks to make the world a better and more equal place, and I hope you'll join the team. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Joe, for that. And Joe, I want to know when you're running for president someday. You're terrific.
No thanks. I'll vote for you.
I'll be your Secretary of Interior Design. It would be great. Joe, you're wonderful. I know you'll come back later. And I love that you brought up 2004 because I see a lot of similarities as well. Remember, everyone thought, oh, there's no way he's going to win. Well, you've got to really pay attention to that. And I think that's a great comparison because it's down to the wire. I know you'll come back, Joe. So we're glad to see you again later in the evening. The work Equality Florida does would not be possible without supporters like all of you. So please pledge or donate your support now at www.eqfl.org/St. Pete Gala. You'll see it, of course, on the screen, and it's also going to be in our chat where it's a direct link. So tonight we are trying to raise money, and hopefully we can check in a little bit later and see how we did with the wonderful Todd Richardson. We also want to thank our sponsors for this event, Nielsen, PSCU, and the Knights of the Crew of Cavaliers, and wouldn't you know it, they're right here with us tonight. We're going to check in now with the crew. I'd like to introduce Ricky Bauman. Are you there, Ricky?
I sure am.
I love it. And Dr. Jason Fields. Here they are, and they're going to tell us a little bit about the Crew of Cavaliers.
Hey, everybody. How you doing tonight? I'm Jason Fields, and I'm a proud member of the Crew of Cavaliers along with Ricky Bauman. And I am jealous that I don't get to wear that fine wig and glasses you have on, Matt. I love them. But I am in an awesome outfit tonight, our regalia for the Crew of Cavaliers. Let me back up a little bit and show you what we got on tonight. So, how about this?
Now that's fashion.
And the feather. Hope you can see that too. So I've been a member of the Crew of Cavaliers for about 6 years, and I love the Crew. I've had so much fun here in the Tampa Bay area with the Crew of Cavaliers. The Crew is it's a social organization, and we're based in the Tampa Bay area, like-minded men and women committed to bringing friends together for the enjoyment of our fellowship. The Crew supports a lot of different organizations in the community. I'll talk about that. And provides warm camaraderie and lots of entertainment. So the Crew has been around quite a while. Crew of Cavaliers was founded in 1984. The beginnings of the Crew was then. And in 1988, the Cavaliers enlarged their scope and bylaws were adopted officially designating members of the Knights of the Crew of Cavaliers a social organization. So about 6 years I've been a member of the crew, and we kind of reorganized a little bit about a year ago, and really focused on our philanthropic efforts in the community. And as a member of the crew, we get to do so many fun things, like we attend several of the parades on an annual basis. It was a little different this year, but in a normal year, we participate, we ride as a crew in the Tampa Pride Parade, as well as the Night Parade, as well as those parades. We benefit philanthropies, like this year we've raised lots of funds for GLISTEN, anti-bullying organization that offers a lot of services to youth, LGBT and questioning, as well as EPIC, the Empath Partners in Care. We have 4 fundraisers annually now dedicated to helping raise funds for organizations that give so much to us, like Equality Florida. And tonight is one of our 4 annual events where we help support St. Pete Equality Florida efforts. So tonight we are going to also celebrate that. We want you to know more about the crew, and Ricky's going to talk about that as a newer member of the crew and her experience. But we have two rushies, if you will, that are going to be joining us in the nights in the crew of Cavaliers. Stephen Alvarado hopefully is watching with his will-be courtier, Victor, and also Kim Bird is another rushie. So Kim, Stephen, welcome to the crew of Cavaliers. We hope you're out there watching tonight. And Ricky is going to tell you more about the crew if you are interested in joining. We, tonight, the crew of Cavaliers, have given $1,000, and we want to motivate you to donate to this great organization. And we have pledged, the crew of Cavaliers has pledged $1,000 already, so add that to the pot and donate. We heard so much about how the Equality Florida is giving back to us, so let's give back to them. So with that, I think I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Ricky. Ricky, you can take it from here and tell them what it's like to be a new member of the crew.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Jason. Well, you know, what I love about the crew of Cavaliers is it's just fun. That's the best part of all. Think about it. How do you get to support charity and you can throw beads at people in St. Pete Pride and the Gasparilla Night Parade? It's just a great, great time. Then we go out and have fun afterwards. The crew has monthly conclaves, and the beauty of all this is that it is safe for all LGBTQ and allies. Any of them can be a member. And again, the charity is an important part, certainly for me, because I'm a big charity giver privately. And that is also important to me, but it's great to maximize having fun, having camaraderie with all different kinds of people and have great fun at the same time. The membership application is going to be in the chat and also on our website at crewofcavaliers.com. See ya!
Ricky, I love it. And you joined us from the beach. It's wonderful. I'm so happy. Are you doing okay out there? Those palm trees look like they're blowing.
Wonderful. The sun is still shining.
It is. And the palm trees look like they're blowing a little bit. So who knows where you are.
They are. No,
Be safe out there, Ricky. We love the crew, and we thank you so much for all you do for the community. And we want you to make sure you go into the chat and check out the application for membership, because it's a wonderful group to be a part of. And just a few things I've done with the crew, it really is a special group of people. So I'm super excited that they continue to grow and thrive right here in Tampa Bay. Up next, before I tell you who's next, I want to remind you about the chat. Click on that chat feature. Read it up. There's already been some great stuff on there. It's like a whole story you can look at. It's a lot of fun. And lots of things happening on the chat, so we're really excited to do that. And we're moving so well, and we're right on time. I want to tell you a little bit about our next fashion designer and artist. Now, this isn't actually her work, but I'm a huge mermaid fan. This is actually Jennifer Kocherich. My partner George loves how many of these mermaids I put up in the house. But the wonderful Jenica gave me a new pair of her sunglasses. I don't know if you can see those. Aren't they beautiful? I popped out the lenses because, of course, I'm an older woman and I need glasses to see. But these are beautiful, handmade creation just for me. And I will be wearing this when I put on my very new upcoming mermaid outfit. And I'm going to tag Jenica in that because I'm going to do a whole outfit based around this fabulousness. Based out of the studios at 5663 in Pinellas Park, Florida, Jenica is a mixed media artist known for her Mermaid Crowns. Jenica primarily uses repurposed and humanely sourced seashells and sea life to create her art. Her love of all things beach, coupled with a desire for everything glam, is where she draws inspiration from. We're so excited to have the wonderful Jenica Lucky of Jenica's Fantasy. Jenica, are you there?
Hello, friends.
You're swimming in, Jenica. I know you're swimming in with your own mermaid tail. Look at you.
Yeah. Yes. I brought a mermaid friend with me.
Oh, I love it.
But yes, thank you for that lovely introduction. Like I said, I'm Jenica, and I'm here. Yes, those are going to look so fabulous. I really can't wait to see you with the whole outfit because that's one of my favorite colors, and your glasses are...
I'm going to be wearing a tail and everything. It's going to be like, I want to be the Little Mermaid, but I'm going to be a little more Ursula.
Hey, we're here for all of them. All the mer people, okay? I love it. I've been making mermaid crowns for about 3 years now, and I have just had the most fun. It's just like a really enchanting kind of job. So I have, I work with beautiful people like this all the time. I get to make things for people's special events like brides at the beach or birthday parties for little kids. So I'm really grateful that, to be part of these special events for people. And not only are my crowns wearable, you can definitely use them as art too. So you can set them on your dresser, make them look really pretty later, and show everybody how much you sparkle because we all love a little glam. I don't know, or I do. I guess I'm probably in good company here. Yes, I love it. So this is my mermaid friend, Sea Star. She's here. She's got on one of my tops that I made. I make mermaid crowns, tops. She's got one of my wands. I got all kinds of the sunglasses. We make headbands, barrettes, clips, any kind of headgear. Okay, I've got you covered. Any kind of anything, I'm all over it. So we love having a good time. I made a collection of the glasses from inspiration from you, of course. So I used those and made several different colors of them. They're all one of a kind. I listed them all on my Etsy. I'll link in the chat room here in a little bit. So if anybody wants to check them out, I have several pairs available for sale. And if you use the code EQUALITY, you'll get 20% off your purchase. It's good till the end of the month. So I have 4 pair of those right now. So once they're gone, they're gone. But half of those sales from those 4 pair of glasses, I would like to donate to the cause. So I would love everybody's support too. Like you support me, I support you. Like we're all out here doing this together. So I really think, I don't know, the event is just something that means a lot to me personally because I have so many friends and family in my life that aren't included. And so I want everybody to be included. And I want everybody to feel happy, to feel loved. I want them to feel beautiful, like whatever, we're here together. And I don't know, it's just something so magical about St. Pete in particular, where I just feel the love. Like some places you go, it just doesn't feel like it does here. And not only love with like the LGBTQ community, but like with the art community in itself. And being a part of this is really great. I love everybody's just, I don't know, spirit. It's just a great event for all of us to bring awareness and help out each other. So
I love it. I love it. You know, it really is a special city. You know, so much art. There's theater. You know, we have these two wonderful theater companies in town as well, Free Fall Theater and American Stage, professional companies, and all this great art. And this was really exciting for me to host, to get a chance to also experience what you do, because I know I'm going to be calling on you to glam me up in a very ocean way very soon. So thank you for all that you do, not just for the community, but for all people, to glam them up and give it a little bit of that sea flavor, which we really love here in Florida.
Absolutely.
I love it. Thank you, Jenica. That's wonderful. And the mermaid looks terrific. Say hello, mermaid. Give us a little wave. Oh, she's like a siren of the seas, and I love everything about it. And I certainly think everyone watching right now, Jenica, will want to be part of your world.
Oh.
Thank you. That one took me a while. Thanks so much, Jenica. Oh, my goodness. Fabulous. Now, Equality Florida is doing this event to not only be entertaining and informative, but to help lift up many of the local businesses and artists in our community. COVID-19 has made it challenging for many, and we encourage you to visit all of the artists featured tonight, because I think most of them need it. It's a real rough time, but I think together we'll get through it. To share with us more about helping local businesses in the community is one of my favorite ladies, St. Petersburg Deputy Mayor and City Administrator Kanika Tomlin, having a conversation with Equality Florida St. Petersburg Steering Committee Chairperson Jenny O'Leary. Without further ado, I would love to introduce you to both of them. Take it away, my friends.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Dr. Tomlin. Thank you for being here today.
Hey, Jenny. How are you? I'm so excited to be here.
I know. It's great. I wanted to let you know that we'll talk about it in a minute, but you have this new cookbook that's out, and I had to honor the occasion and make one of your signature cocktails here for the event. So this is the Be Prepared.
Yes.
So I'm excited about that. So
is it good?
So I know you've got a busy schedule, but first I really wanted to thank you for taking the time to be here. I know you've got budget meetings and everything going on with the city right now, and it's great to have you here and take a little break from that. But overall, too, just all of the support that the city has done under the leadership of Mayor Kreisman and you for the LGBTQ community has been just amazing. I know so many people are proud to call themselves St. Petersburgers, like myself, just because of that support and that celebration that you've kind of given us here.
We're an inclusive city. We really try to be values-driven and vision-led, and we celebrate everybody and honor all of our wonderful individualities. And so it's our honor and our obligation and the right thing to do in this world.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yep. And, and it has been a tough year for many of us all throughout the community with COVID-19 hitting. As we've talked about, the purpose of this event was not only to highlight the work that we're doing here at Equality Florida, but to showcase the local businesses and designers and that are out there in this world that might be struggling a little bit to kind of get their message out there and get people to see them. So I know the city also has done a lot to help local businesses during this time, and maybe you kind of share with us a little bit of the programs that's going on.
Sure, Jenny. So St. Pete is a wonderfully blended place made of small businesses that make us such a unique city. And we were worried when there were regulations that required, for the interest of public safety, to put our local businesses on hold. And our residents who work in those businesses and breathe life into them to have to go home and not be able to work. So right away, as soon as we knew we had to do that, we began work also on a solution of how can we be helpful to our small businesses. And we created the Fighting Chance Fund, which is exactly that. It's designed to give our local businesses a fighting chance, help them bridge that uncertain time, and help the employees that they have so that we can maintain as much of St. Pete's cool and special flavor as is possible when we get on the other side of all of this.
Yeah, what's kind of going on right now with the Fighting Chance Fund as far as, people applying and the funds being distributed, or what's kind of next with the program too?
So the Fighting Chance Fund has had phenomenal response. Before there was Pinellas Cares dollars or any type of federal response. Within 2 weeks, we got that up and running. We've distributed $6.2 million to more than 2,300 individuals and businesses. There were 3 phases of the fund. It started out helping locally owned businesses of St. Pete residents, and we were able to, over time, expand that to get all the way to, it was first a brick and mortar focus, but we were able to help home-based businesses and everyone basically who's local and who needed help. The fund has actually sunset right now because of demand, but we do have a balance left, and should we unfortunately see any type of resurgence, we'll be right here ready to help again.
Thank you so much. I know one of the ways that people were kind of helping out with the fund was through proceeds from this cookbook. So I have a copy right here called From St. Pete Eats. I recognize that person on the cover there. So tell me a little bit about this project that you were doing with St. Pete Eats and what it all involves.
So it's cool. The Fighting Chance Fund really was an illustration of all that's great about St. Pete. The whole community came together, and the city did most of the funding, $6.8 million, but we also had philanthropy. People did fundraisers, people gave gifts. We created a cookbook that is a part of our Healthy St. Pete program that helps people live, shop, play, and most importantly, eat healthy. And it's been around since 2015. But as it relates to this cookbook and this opportunity, we thought people can't get to their favorite restaurants, but maybe we can put those flavors in their hands, in their kitchens, so they can stay connected to all that makes St. Pete special. So all of our Healthy St. Pete partners, we put the call out to our chefs, asked them to come up with a great recipe. We worked together to get it just right. I put in a few recipes because I've been learning to cook healthy through all of this Healthy St. Pete stuff, and you have in your hands the result. All the proceeds go to the restaurants that contributed and the local retailers who sell it, and any of them, any that are sold online, go to the Fighting Chance Fund, because it's really about helping people and wrapping our arms around our local economy.
Yep. Now, you mentioned you've got a few recipes of your own in there. Are there any ones that kind of stand out or have a special place for you, whether they're your recipes or from any of the restaurants that are in there?
Sure. So you mentioned Be Prepared, which is a drink that is actually inspired by my husband, who was an awesome guy. And he was like the world's biggest Boy Scout, and he was always prepared everywhere he went. So I made that drink with him in mind, and I drink it with my friends all of the time, and it's a good way to get the party started. Did you like it?
Yeah, I did. I'm a little bit of a wimp, so I did not include the jalapeno. But for everybody that wants to know, it's got pear-infused vodka, some pear nectar, a little splash of simple syrup, and some Prosecco as well in there. So yeah, it's quite tasty.
Yeah, it is. I like the spice. I'm all about the spice, whether it's in my drink or in my life. However I can get it, I want it.
Is there anything else going on with, Healthy St. Pete or the city in general that you want to let people know about right here today?
There's always something going on with Healthy St. Pete. We're so proud of it. It's been a great way to stay connected because even as we had to go apart, we were so fortunate in St. Pete to be able to keep our parks and open spaces available. So we've opened our new St. Pete Pier. I hope everybody's had a chance to go there and be safe there. One of the fun things we're doing there is a drum circle on Fridays, and we are doing yoga on the lawn, and that is such a cool way to stay connected and in balance as we deal with all the stress that is inevitably driving people crazy at this time. We want to make sure people have some healthy options to make it through this and know that there is our bright, fabled sunshine waiting at the end.
Oh, thank you so much. I can't wait to try some of those things down at the pier. Maybe Miss McGee you can join me for some yoga or drum circles in the future. So,
I think we need some drag shows at the pier. I'm going to work on that. Some shows.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you so much again for being here today. We're really honored to have you take the time out of your schedule to be here, and we wish you the best in everything that's going on.
Thank you. Love you all.
Thank you.
Back to the budget.
I love it. Isn't she wonderful, everybody? Oh, thank you, Dr. Tomlin. And I want to give a special thank you to Jenny as well. This is from all the bigwigs at Equality Florida. They wish to thank you. They call you a super volunteer, Jenny, who puts in many long hours as a straight ally and we all love you for it. So I want to give Jenny some snaps right now. We can't really applaud here, but we're going to give Jenny some snaps. I tell you what, it was tough walking around the South dressed like this when I was a kid. If it weren't for Straight Allies, I don't know if I'd even be here. So thank you, Jenny, for all you do for our community, and it's been great working with you on this event. Really special. You're a great person to have met during all of this.
My pleasure. I just love being here and love doing whatever I can to help out in any way. So.
We know, absolutely. You're fabulous. In addition to helping our local restaurant workers, please consider also donating to the St. Petersburg Free Clinic. They are the main food pantry in the area and have been experiencing an increase in demand of their services. Visit their website to see how you can help, and I'm sure we'll put a link to that maybe in the chat. But let's get back to the fashion. Even though New York Fashion Week is wrapping up tonight, next week kicks off Tampa Bay Fashion Week. To give us a preview of what to expect for this year's event and inspirations for their own collections, joining us live are Tampa designers Benita Brantley and Alicia Calero. And up first, we have Alicia.
Thank you, Ms. McGee. I'm so happy to be here. I am just loving this event. It's giving me a little bit of a precursor to what to expect for next week's show. I've never done a live event through the computer like this, so I'm definitely learning. So next week is Tampa Fashion Week. The show is going to be next Friday, and it's going to be just like this. It's going to be streaming live, and I want to say it's 6 p.m., but double check on the Tampa Bay website. Yes, it's fashionweektampabay.com, and you can check out their Facebook page and their Instagram for more details. And I'll definitely be pushing more info along on my personal page, and you can follow me at Alicia Calero Designs on both Facebook and Instagram. Thank you.
I love it. I love it. And Benita, what do you have for us?
Hi, Ms. McGee. Well, I just want to add a little bit more to what Alicia said. Yes, the fashion show will be on virtual Friday. It will be at 6 o'clock, and it will be streaming on YouTube. Also, too, on the website as well, Tampa Bay website. I also am excited about showing my spring collection. We're going to be sponsoring comfort fabrics with a little bit of sexiness to it. Since everyone's working from home, I want everybody to be comfortable in their lounge wear and still be able to look good, you know, working at home and just talking with everyone else. So my line will be on my website. That is BenitaBrantley.com. I also have masks on there as well.
I love it. Benita and Alicia, it's so nice to hear from both of you. I'm really excited. You know, when I got to host this, I suddenly had this kind of door opened up to me all about Tampa Bay Fashion Week. So I've been reading up and looking into all the great designers out here, and I'm just thrilled that we have so many great designers in this area. So I think it's one of the things that makes Tampa Bay so special. So thank you both for stopping in and talking to us about it. Now, first, Benita, give them your information again about your website and how they can find you.
Yes, my website is BenitaBrantley.com. Also, that's my IG as well.
Oh, that's wonderful. And how about you, Alicia?
Mine's AliciaCalero.com.
Excellent, excellent. We're going to find you out there, and I can't wait for next Friday. I mean, it's going to be exciting. I will definitely be streaming. Who knows what I'll be wearing? I'll have some sort of sparkly caftan. That's sort of my thing. But it's great. It's wonderful. Thank you both. We're looking forward to Tampa Bay Fashion Week. I want to thank our sponsors again tonight, Nielsen, PSCU, and the Knights of the Crew of Cavaliers. I hope Ricky's okay with the blowing palm trees. I hope, she's doing well. I want you to also take a moment and please support Equality Florida at www.eqfl.org/St. Pete Gala. And to those of you who have tipped me on Venmo, I appreciate it so much. You're so sweet. I can actually buy another wig. Who knows? Remember those days when I used to do theater? Those were fun. But thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. I'm on Venmo at Mattie McGee, MattiemCgee. Now, earlier, Joe Saunders talked about the work Equality Florida is doing to get out the vote. So now we have another poll, poll number 3. This one will be fun. What is your plan to vote in the November election? This ought to be eye-opening. I want to see what people are thinking. What is your plan to vote in the November election? Is it 1, mail-in ballot, 2, drop-off absentee ballot in person, 3, in person on November 3rd, and 4, early voting in person? Let's take a moment and play our poll. I'd like to see what happens. Oh, it came up for me again. I'm going to tell everybody. Well, I hope nobody knows personally what I'm doing. Let me see. Oh, here we go. I just did it. And everyone, make sure when you do your poll to hit submit. Thank you, Ashley. Oh, boy. It's just like voting in Florida. It's like a hanging Chad. All right, here we go. I just hit submit. And let's see what our polls look like. How is everyone going to be voting? I'm excited to see. And I also see up here in the chat that Alicia has left her information. I love that. Thank you so much. Anybody who wants you to check it out, leave your information in the chat. The chat is so much fun. Tell us how we're doing. Let us know what's up. We appreciate it. All right, let's see. How's our poll looking, Ashley? I don't see the results. I'm looking. Hold on. Oh, I found it.
There you go.
Oh,
Sorry.
Okay, it's kind of interesting. It's all over the place, but the biggest one is the mail-in. You're gonna vote by mail. I think a lot of people are gonna do that this year, so we hope that all works out. Get them in soon. Make sure get them in soon, because that's going to be super important as they're counting all those ballots. And I remember it did say we vote on November 3rd. If you're voting for Trump, we actually vote on November 4th. Okay. I'm kidding. We love democracy. Okay, so let's see where I'm at. I've almost lost my way after doing. Oh, this is fun. I didn't get to meet them during the rehearsal, but I'm super excited about it. I think I met Benjamin. But joining me next are 2 members of the Equality Florida field team. These are the ones out there making all this work happen. Wesley Davis, who is the field director, and Benjamin Stinson-Hurwitz, who is field coordinator. These are important people for what we're trying to do this election season. So I'd love to hear more from Wes and Benjamin.
Hello, Matt, and thank you so much. I am so excited to be here. My name is Benjamin Stinson-Hurwitz. I am the Pinellas, Hillsborough, this section of Florida field organizer, and it's just me tonight, but it's okay. I'm pretty wonderful on my own. So first of all, I want to tell you why this work is so important for me and important to me. And so I grew up with 5 gay parents. That means 5 times beloved and 5 times parenting. For me, this organization has always been so special and so important because one of those parents is Stratton Pollitzer, who co-founded Equality Florida with Nadine Smith. You all know him, you all love him, and I'm so proud of him, and I'm so proud to be here and to be doing this work. Now that's why, and I've always wanted to speak at an Equality Florida event. I would love for that event to be in person, but this is a phenomenal virtual event, and I could not ask for a better time for that to be than now. But that's why it's important for me to be speaking on this event. It's important for me to be doing this work because I think back to when I was a child, and when you have that many parents, you have to differentiate between them. So one mom was mommy, one mom was mommy-o, adorable. And I think about now children that are growing up in Trump's America, and I don't want other children to be growing up like this. I don't want my parents or their parents or any of our LGBTQ family to be in Trump's America any longer. And that is why I am doing this elections work. And that's why I'm going to be asking you all to join me in the elections program. And it's an amazing elections program. It's never been this big before. We've never accomplished this much. And the primary election on this slide that you'll see is a great example of what we are accomplishing, what we can do. In just 16 days of action, we identified hundreds of thousands of pro-equality voters. We texted. Right now, we're getting close to 200,000 total. We had volunteers fill 320 shifts, over 100 volunteers. And in August, like Joe said, we elected the first out Black LGBTQ queer woman to Florida any Florida elected position. That's Michelle Rayner. Amazing. And we also got elected our other priority candidate and many other candidates, Chevron Jones, the first out Black queer senator to the Florida Senate. So we proved we can do it in August, and we're going to continue doing it moving towards November. And so don't just take my word for it. we have so many volunteers that come to me on these calls and say, wow, this is the best volunteerism I've ever done. And why do they say that? It's because it doesn't feel like volunteering. It feels like community coming together. We have a new position at Equality Florida called Equality Captains. They are super volunteers who care about this election just as much as I do. And by signing up to be an Equality Captain, you are committing to that work. And because we have so many working on this program with me who come from all different backgrounds, we have board members from Equality Florida's board, we have former lawyers, we have other directors of other nonprofits, we have students. This diverse background, this diverse group of people come together and they build this community on these volunteer calls. So we do a quick training, we do introductions, we start doing the volunteering, and because it's text banking, we talk the whole way through. It is happy, it is warm, it is light. You get to know all these different people, and I really want that to hit home, that this is community building and how great it is. And I want to say thank you to the Equality Captains. Lorelei is one of the other presenters tonight, and Tanya Rubin, who owns a business, owns a rodeo place in Tampa. And it's because of them that we can do this work. And if you join us, you can too. So go to that link on this right here, www.eqfl.org/2020 Election Center. Click the volunteer button, and you will get set up to come volunteer with us. And I cannot wait to meet you on these calls. And in my closing, I just need to say this. In 2016, my birthday, November 8th, was Election Day. I had a terrible birthday surprise. Please come volunteer with me now and make my birthday surprise this year amazing. I know we can do it, but also, not just for me, come do this for our families, for our community. We can make Florida and this nation a safer and better place. So thank you so much. Click that link. Join us volunteering, and I cannot wait to meet you on a Zoom.
Benjamin, you're terrific. Thank you so much for all that you do. It's so greatly appreciated, and you guys are heroes for everything that you're doing out there. And I'm sure Wesley would have come, but he's busy out in the field. You know what I mean? So we're super excited to have you here, and thank you for everything. Gosh, you're wonderful. Let's now look. Oh, this is exciting. Checking in live from his studio in Tampa is Kyle Kilgore, the owner and designer behind the brand Kilgore. Kilgore is a Tampa-based demi-couture small batch brand that specializes in avant-garde evening wear, leather work, and custom design. I've been on the Instagram page all day. I love it. Distinguished guests, let's take a look at Kyle Kilgore.
Hi, thanks for the intro. Well, first and foremost, thanks for being here. I'm really excited to be involved in something this kind of amazing. I knew what was going on, but now that I'm actually getting able to hear everyone speak, I'm really impressed with everyone. But I'm a local designer here in Tampa. I've been doing it for probably about 5 years. I'm kind of unique to this location and this country because a lot of authentic couture doesn't really exist here. I call myself demi-couture because couture as a designer has legitimate rules. One of the rules is it has to be constructed in Paris. I'm obviously not in Paris, so legally I can't really call myself couture. So it's about as close to couture as I can physically do here. I do a lot of leather work. I do a lot of avant-garde evening wear. You can check out the website, kilgoreofficial.com, and you'll see a very heavily fetish-inspired, kind of dark, edgy aesthetic, beautifully merged with very soft, fluffy, and elegant kind of silhouettes, which is a really unique niche of mine. A majority of my backbone as an independent designer here in Tampa is lots of custom work, custom dresses until I'm blue in the face, custom harnesses. I do a lot of fetish wear for people. I'm recently started adding more kind of grab and go stuff to my website. It's under the masculine section of the website because I'm a Black queer-owned business. I don't really believe in that whole female-male gender binary in clothes. It's archaic. It's irrelevant at this point to me. So we don't really do gender. It's not about gender. It's about expression. So the site is divided into feminine and masculine. What are you feeling today? How do you express yourself? Shop it. Do your thing. But that being said, I'm working on smaller, more like grab and go, affordable pieces in very small batches so I don't waste materials, so I don't waste product, because Lord knows the fashion industry is doing its own damage to the environment, and I will not be a part. But let me show you the underwear that I've been working on. This is Devin. Hey. So yeah, this is one of the grab and go pieces that I've been working on. Released it about a week ago. It's a men's brief with kind of a garter strap situation to it. I do love the kind of merger of stereotypically masculine things with a little bit of a feminine touch. I like the merge. I think it's really pretty. But I've been running those for a couple weeks now, and they're doing really good. And I'm hoping that I get to start adding more stuff like that, more underwear, more fetish pieces, more harnesses, you know, all the fun stuff that makes the world go round. So that's me in a nutshell. I hope you guys like it.
I love it, and I love that the mask is worn as well. That's so good in there. Always be safe.
Absolutely. I mean, I was gonna wear one, but I figured you guys might actually want to like hear and see me, so here we are.
You're wonderful. I'm sure everything there is very safe. I'm not worried at all. It looks fantastic.
Thank you.
Looks great. I want to tell everybody, if you want to know more about Kyle, please check out the Kilgore brand at kilgoreofficial.com or on Instagram at KyleXKilgore. I've already been on there so much already, so thank you, Kyle, for everything you do. It's great work, and I can't wait to see what's next for you. I, for one, am thrilled. I can't wait to see.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
You're excellent. Thank you.
All right.
We've got another poll, and this one's kind of fun. This one is, how confident are you with your sense of style and fashion? And there's only three possible outcomes for this. It's 1, I'm fabulous. 2, I hold my own. And 3, do sweats and a t-shirt count as fashion? I can't wait to actually vote in this poll. So let's see, how confident are you with your sense of style and fashion? A, I'm fabulous. B, I hold my own. C, do sweats and a t-shirt count? It looks like shift on there, but I read it right. T-shirt, let's see. All right, remember to hit submit. Super important. And I can't wait to see what we have for this, because right now I am wearing those stretchy Stan Herman pants that you can get on QVC. And a pair of Crocs, and they're camouflage. So I'm living tonight. Let's see what we did. Oh, okay. Most people in our poll say I hold my own, and I love that. I really do. I love fashion. I'm super excited about it. I'm glad that everyone out there holds their own. Next up, we have a video from longtime supporters of Equality Florida, Wilmer Vergara and Joe Zawoski, owners of Ikiko Gallery and Graphico in St. Pete. They have an amazing collection of imported items as well as handmade jewelry created by Wilmer. Their new location just opened this May, so let's check out this video that gives us a tour of what they have to offer. It's exciting. It's a video. I loved it. I loved that video. That was super fun. Are we all back? I feel like we're all back right after that. I thought those two are wonderful. They're so cute. They belong on top of a cake. They really do. I hope you can see me out there. Oh, I just switched around some things. All right. That was fun. Now, we're just about to wrap things up for the night, but we have one more special guest. Founded in 2017, Come Out St. Pete is a celebration of National Coming Out Day. Joining me now is co-chair of Come Out St. Pete, Lorelei Matisse, to share with us all the exciting events planned.
Thank you, Ms. McGee. I am so excited to be here. This is an amazing, amazing event. And I just want to kind of point out really quick these incredible, beautiful people that are on your screen right now. This is actually our Come Out St. Pete, Come Out As You Are Royal Court. We have a transgender person. We also have a queen, a non-binary, and a drag king. And they truly have broken and blurred the lines of gender. We absolutely believe in equality. So we have a number of events. As Ben talked about earlier, we are actually sponsoring a vote by mail texting day, which ours is September 22nd. So I will put in the chat how you can actually sign up and come online with us at 3 to 5 on September 22nd, which is this Tuesday coming up. We also are actually going to be hosting and holding our October event. I know a lot of people have been wanting and thriving and craving an in-person type of event. We are going to be doing a virtual and in-person festival on October 17th. So I will list our website out there so that you guys can get some more information. Any of these incredible vendors that are actually on here, we'd love to see you either featured online virtually with us or in person. So we have some information in the chat for you guys as well. We are huge supporters and partners with Equality Florida. We are honored truly to help get out the vote and to do whatever we can in order to make equality truly fashionable for everyone. Thanks, Ms. McGee. It's been an honor.
Lorelei, I love that. Thank you. You were terrific, and I love to know so much more about Come Out St. Pete, and all the information is right there. And take a look at that court. They're fabulous. Now, we're coming to the end of the night, which I can't believe. It felt like it just started. Tonight, we are looking for $25,000 in donations and pledges for 2021, and I'd like to bring back Joe Saunders, the wonderful Joe Saunders, for a final ask for the evening. If he can kind of wrap it up a little bit about how important this moment is for Equality Florida. So, Joe, if you're out there, the floor is yours.
I'm here. Well, thank you so much, Ms. McGee, and thank you to everyone who's participated in the event tonight. You've heard a lot about Equality Florida. You heard from Ben about the incredible work that our field team is doing. You know, voters cast ballots because people they know and people they trust and give them the information they need to make sure that their voice is heard. And that's what the theme of tonight is. That's what I wanted to make sure folks understood, that we are leaving no rock unturned to make sure that the most important political real estate in the country, your backyard, the Tampa Bay market, the Orlando market, the I-4 corridor, is thinking about this election, understands the differences and positions of candidates, and is most importantly casting that ballot. So if you believe in that mission and you believe in the importance of Equality Florida's work, I hope you'll think about making a contribution today. I know there's some folks who've been a part of our family for a really long time. And if you have stepped up to make a contribution in the past, we hope that you'll consider doing that again today. This is a great moment. If you haven't renewed your sponsorship for the gala, do it right now. You know Todd's going to call you. You know Jenny's going to call you. You know Ms. McGee's probably going to get you on the phone. Just do it now. Save yourself the time. And know that by making that commitment today, and for some of you making it early, means that we're going to have all of the gas in the engine that we need. If you are here for the first time and somebody called you into the space to learn a little bit more about who we are and what we do in a fun way, we hope you'll consider making a contribution. Now, so for some families, that means becoming a sponsor of the gala. That means a gift of $100 a month, $1,200. a silver sponsorship to our gala. For some folks, it might mean a family membership of $500 that can be spread out, $50 a month. That's a couple of trips to Starbucks for you and your family that maybe you go without this year. Or for some, it just might mean a stretch gift of $50 or $100. Whatever you can do, a gift that is meaningful to you and your family is what we hope you'll think about making today. And I'm sure some super talented and smart people are going to post in the chat that you all can see the links to make those gifts and make sure that all the gifts that are, all the contributions that are made today are counting towards the steering committee's goal for the St. Pete Gala. They chase that goal every year, and I know that they would very much welcome your support today. So thank you for being a part of today's event. Thank you to the speakers. Thank you, Ms. McGee, for all your amazing talent and time. And I'm going to pass the microphone back to you.
Thank you so much, Joe. That wraps up our event for this evening. I want to say special thanks to our sponsors, Nielsen, PSCU, and the Knights of the Crew of Cavaliers, plus all those that helped make this event possible, including PNC for providing us the WebEx platform, PNC VP of Diversity and Inclusion, Ashley Brundage, for running the show behind the scenes. I couldn't have done it without her. Patty Soltis of Kinetic Edge Consultants, Maureen Famiano of MEF Media, and of course, all of you out there watching tonight. Don't forget to tip a queen at my Venmo, which is in the chat. I want you to please visit and support Equality Florida, plus all the local businesses featured tonight. Be kind to one another, and remember, Black Lives Matter. Thanks, everyone. Have a great night.